I'm Liz Taylor, CEO of a successful event company based in Manchester, the Taylor Lynn Corporation. I'm an entrepreneur, hospitality consultant, podcaster, author, and primarily an event planner. The world stopped in March. A deadly virus ferociously attacked everybody, irrespective of geography, gender, religion, or status. And we were all faced with a level of uncertainty that no one could comprehend. The government stepped in with rules and regulations that we clung on to like straws and introduced some level of financial support to persuade us all to believe that we would survive the crash. The only common denominator was the unknown. For me, I've been here before, in similar, if not as devastating circumstances. And when a recession threatens your business, you sink or swim. This was just another challenge, and I had to make some very swift decisions, not only for myself, but for those who rely on me personally and professionally. And what I realised from the outset, that there had never been a better time for my gut instinct to kick in. I watched and I waited in the knowledge that one day within the next 12 months, probably next summer, live events would return. And that was my focus, and I stuck to that strategy, and I sought every bit of financial support that I could in order to ensure that I could keep my business afloat with furloughs and loans, and something that I had never looked into in 36 years, but was now necessary. Suppliers called me in the hope that I had a crystal ball, which I took as a compliment because they knew that if anyone could survive, I could. But behind it was our sense of desperation. Manchester's a great city, vibrant, diverse, energetic, with a sense of purpose and focus. Its event sector was and is thriving, and a multitude of venues for conventions, citywide business events, theatres, arts, cultural, live music, some among the best in the world, industrial spaces to inspiring boutique hotels, a special mix of the traditional brought to life with the contemporary. Planning the events, some tough event planners who were running their events with professionalism and direction. All like me, left without a business. My 36 years in the industry did not buy me a free pass. From the challenge came a sense of camaraderie that I hadn't experienced before, an industry across the country and in Manchester that was brought closer than ever. Common purpose to restart the live event sector. It was back to the floor for CEOs. The event media, such as Conference News, were our champions. Industry bodies has a feverish new sense of their role now, representing us, raising awareness of how much we contribute to the economy. Lobbying government for support. The summer brought renewed hope and green shoots on the horizon, with bookings slowly, cautiously being made for small events. Well-managed outdoor events possible, larger bookings still 6 months away, planners working hand in hand with venues and suppliers to pull out of the gloom with solutions. How can we realistically stage a COVID-19 safe event? And then the news that business events for up to 30 people can go ahead, giving a much needed confidence boost. We planned a few smaller events, boutique in size, but maxed out in style. We organised an outdoor festival event with huge success. Newly regulated bars, restaurants, hotels began opening again, and people started to see how this could work. September began to bite hard. Redundancies became real. Furlough was coming to an end. Talk of a second spike. Optimism ebbing away, but not for me. Put a brick wall in front of me and I start digging, and it's that tenacity that's kept my company alive. We staged some small events and made plans for smaller weddings and Christmas. Yep, I had client bookings. There was an appetite. We just needed to educate buyers on how this could be possible, creative solutions, and it was starting to pay off. When I talked to venue suppliers and planning peers in the city, they had a real sense that if it could just hang on, business would come back. October the 1st, the UK government would make a decision on the slow return of business and live events. Hanging on seemed hard, but possible. Now I reflect back on my thoughts in March, that it would be next spring, summer before we would really see the event sector revived, and it would be a slow process. And I financed my business to survive accordingly. And I stand by that view. The hammer blow for many of my colleagues in the city is the second spike and the delay in further reopening the business events and wedding sector. But the government's lack of direct support for the event industry has not gone unnoticed, except perhaps by them. It's devastating. Business visits and events is it's devastating. Business visits and events as an integral contributor to the economy in Manchester. It was worth 862 million annually before COVID. And last year, our region's convention bureau secured over 35 million in business for the region over the next 4 years, and that is one city. Importantly, the road ahead is a shared one. Planners, venues, suppliers, the city's marketing partners working together to rebuild stronger than ever. And this summed it up for me when I read, "The event is not over. This is just an intermission."